Here we are in Camp Cove on Campbell Island, and I'm standing next to the famous Christmas tree. There's some controversy about when it was actually planted, because the original thoughts were around 1905, but it's growing very fast, so we suspect it perhaps was planted a bit later. I brought along an increment corer, and I hope to take a core sample from the tree, and from that we can count the rings and try and establish when in fact this tree was planted. As you can see, the tree looks very healthy, and it's important to note that these increment corers don't harm the tree at all. So what we have here is, this is an increment corer. It's a high tensile steel tube, aviation grades, because it has an enormous amount of stress on it when you're turning it and winding it into the tree. Also in here, the tube is drilled out to a size that is the same width all the way down, except for right at the very tip, and then right at the very tip it comes in a little tighter, and that's the same size as the drill hole. And so the core, the wood sample, is cut, pushed into the tube, but it doesn't sit tightly on the sides of the tube. There's a bit of space around it, and that stops the wood from being twisted. Otherwise we'd end up with what we call a mashed core, or a twisted core that's unusable. So they're quite a piece of engineering, in fact, but and you have to ensure that when you finished it, you clean it very meticulously, because otherwise, obviously, if it rusts or if it's got any residue left in there, it'll grab the core on the next tree and twist it. Okay, so now that I've wound the corer all the way in, it's time to bring out the core. So here we have a tray or a spoon, which I'm going to slide carefully underneath the core, and on the end of this are little notches or barbs, and that'll hold the end of the core. I'm going to wind it back, and then we can pull it back and hopefully extract the core. I'm just now sliding it underneath all the way to the end. I'm now going to turn it one turn, which is effectively breaking it off at the tip so that we can pull it out.
Oh, and
here's our core sample.
Beautiful.
Core from the tree. And